Welcome to the Indie Music Room, a conversation with independent artists about writing, recording, performing, and promoting their original music. And now here's your host, Heather Kelly.
Hey everybody, you're listening to the Indie Music Room with Heather Kelly. This is our November podcast, believe it or not, already. But I'm super excited to introduce our special guest of the month for November. And her name is Chelsea Gilliland with the band self-titled Chelsea. Hi, welcome, Chelsea. How are you?
Hello, I'm great. Thank you so much for having me on your show today.
Absolutely. It's my privilege. Your publicist, Taylor, reached out to me and we've been going back and forth since April, believe it or not. And since I only do one a month, it's been that long. So I've been looking forward to this. Taylor told me you've just been in Hawaii.
Yes. So I actually flew yesterday. I was on the plane and I decided to stop over in San Francisco and visit my parents. So I'm here for a couple of days. That's why my office space is not my studio, unfortunately.
Hey, my sister lives in San Francisco. I love that. I love that city. It's beautiful. Let everybody know. Let's talk about you a little bit, where you're from, your background, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. So I grew up in Boston, actually, but I did high school in California, and my parents still live in California. And then I moved to Nashville pursuing music and for school. And here we are.
Well, you've got quite a background. I don't want to linger on the details, but I've studied you extensively, and you kind of had a rough go in the beginning, and you took your emotions and you put them into music, and I want everyone to go read your bio because it's really interesting. But you went from this angry place to now a little bit more of a positive space with the new release, Quantum Entanglement. So tell me about, without details, let's hear about your writing process.
Yeah, for sure. And I apologize in advance. It froze a little bit. I think it's because my Wi-Fi is not great. But yeah, my writing process, we began writing Quantum Entanglement. Before it was even an album, we just started writing music together, me and my band. And in Brownwood, Texas, actually, we started with Vancouver. We wrote that song, and that song is kind of about my childhood and when I was young. And it felt like it was the beginning of what could lead into an album of stories. And so we just kept writing and eventually ended up with like 25 songs, and then picked 11 of them that went together in a way that I liked. And it took me, I listened to all those songs so many times before I organized them into a track list of how I want them to be. But typically when it comes to writing, I write the lyrics and melodies, and most of the time I write the guitar parts. For a lot of the songs on this album, our friend John Ezzo wrote the guitar lines.
Okay.
And then the guys in the band will write their parts.
Okay. So when you write a song, and you said you write most of the guitar parts, do you write lyrics first, or do you sit down with the guitar and strum out the chords and stuff, or what is that process?
Yeah. So typically when I was growing up, I would always start with the chords and then lead into a melody. And as I've kind of been learning guitar, I never really believed that I could be good at guitar. I don't know why I had this little roadblock in my head.
I have that too.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I really don't. I think it's I've had a lot of just guitar players in my band that have been men and that have kind of laughed at me whenever I tried to play guitar.
Sure. And
most recently, our guitar player quit the band, and so I was like, all right, this is my opportunity. The universe is telling me I got to learn guitar. So I really sat down and have been learning, really putting a lot of myself into learning guitar. And so now I'll start writing lead lines and then chords to go with the lead lines, and then melodies, or sometimes I'll start on drums or bass, or sometimes I like to write poetry, and sometimes I'll start with a poem.
Sure. I get that. The thing I want to tell you is it's so exciting for me to have a female on. I've been doing this almost 3.5 years now, but just due to my submissions, the majority have been men. So I know what you feel like. This is so exciting to have a fellow woman musician on. You said when you kind of come up with a guitar line or something, the guys kind of laugh at you. Keep doing what you're doing because you're gonna just trailblaze. You're gonna prove all those guys wrong. So keep doing what you're doing. But
thank you. And yeah, I'm sure you know what it's like being a woman in the music industry. It's a very male dominated industry, and so it's tricky. People kind of look at you like, especially when it comes to production, and I produce a lot of our music.
Yep.
Just, oh my gosh, it's so crazy just to see, I don't know, just working with other men and the egos and God complexes. And it's so funny. But I feel really fortunate to the guys in my band at the moment, Sawyer and Sean, have been so supportive of me learning guitar. And they've actually pushed me to play guitar in the band. And it's, I feel really fortunate to be able to work with them.
Great. That'll be fun to watch too. I'm excited to share our second song we're going to feature today. Comes with a video, which I think speaks volumes of who you are, and it's a great video. But let's go back to the first song that we're going to do today, which is called 555. This is these 3 songs we're going to feature. I have listened to all your music and I love it. I love all of your music. But the first one we're going to share today is 555. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about that song, the process, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, so that song actually I wrote the morning that I broke up with my boyfriend, and
sorry, I had those days too.
Yeah, I was not in a very healthy place. I was doing a lot of just inner work and healing and trying to heal from my relationship before him, and I wasn't necessarily in a place where I was ready to be in a relationship, but I knew I wanted to be with the guy that I had broken up with. I didn't want to be toxic or unhealthy to him because he's such a great guy. And that's kind of what the song is about. And we actually ended up getting back together like 2 weeks later.
So just a little break. Yeah, that happens. But,
yeah.
So you wrote this song when you guys kind of took that break, 555. That's what this is, kind of where you were coming from?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm super excited. I'm going to share that song now. And when we come back, everybody stay tuned because we're going to listen more about her recording experience. And she's been recognized and received several awards. And we're going to get into that with the next segment. Right now, here we go with the song 555.
This morning, I don't want to talk about it now. You're all I want in this moment. We should show up at the front door of my house. Maybe I made a mistake. I don't want to feel this way. Maybe I'm off, causing problems, 'cause no one's ever time now. Feel like I'm losing my mind. I keep on trying to calm down. I wish that you were here to hold me in my heartbreak. Promise I'll be okay. How could you know? It hurts to have to let you go.
Yeah, that one felt the best for sure.
That was 555 with Chelsea, and a great song. As soon as I heard it, I'm like, I love this voice. This is a really unique voice, and your lyrics are really great. So I think I messaged your publicist and was telling her, the engineer that I've worked with for nearly 20 years, and my daughter was home from college this past weekend, and I played your tracks, and she's like, and she sings too, and I go, Brenna, listen to her voice. It's reminiscent of hers, but she was just so in awe with it. So she's going to go back to college, and she's got her playlist. So your music is organically growing, and you don't even know it. It's
Oh.
be a great thing.
Well, thank you so much. That means a lot, especially coming from a fellow singer-songwriter.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, women power. We got to build each other up. Hey, I just want to share with everybody, you are quite accomplished with your songwriting and awards. In fact, 2022, you won the John Lennon breakup song singer-songwriter contest. You've had other people acknowledge you. So why don't you talk about some of that?
Yeah, I think that was really when that happened like 5 days or 3 to 5 days ago. I don't know. I've lost track of time. When they called me, and that was so cool. I woke up, I was in Hawaii, and I got that call, and I was like, wow, this is crazy, like
Life is looking up.
yeah. And I've done, I do a lot of manifesting and boards for what I want.
Boards.
Vision boards. Yeah. And, it's just crazy how those things really work.
Right. Well, congratulations. You were also the finalist in the 2020 International Songwriting Competition, and a couple other awards along the way. So congratulations. We want to see you keep doing that. Let's talk a little bit about your recording process. Where do you guys record? It says Nashville-based trio, tell me about your recording experience.
Yeah. So we record in our house, actually. We record our drums at Treated Studios because it's hard. It's just hard to have, I don't know, the right soundproofing and the right mics, So we record our drums in Goshen Studios, and they are amazing. It's been so nice working with the guys at Goshen. Eli has done an amazing job just with everything. He mixed one of the songs on our album too. And then I just record my vocals and my guitars in my room, and I just keep adding noises until I find stuff that I like. And then Sean will record his bass parts in his room, and then
you just kind of file share back and forth as you're going along, so everybody can be on the same page of how it's coming along.
Yeah. Or, sometimes I'll just let them take my computer, and
you're brave.
I know. And then we'll send it over to John. Well, for a couple of the songs, we sent it over to John Ezzo, who added so many really cool, intricate guitar lines, synth lines. He's such a talent, and it's been really cool working with him too.
Wonderful. I'm so excited for you. I feel like your big sister that just wants to push you and say, go, spread your wings. This is so great. The second song we're going to talk about, this is the one that I want everybody this is broadcasted on an online streaming station, but also on YouTube. And I want people to go to this interview so they can see the quality of the video you guys put out. But the song we're going to talk about next is No Hard Feelings. Tell me a little bit about that song.
Yeah, so that song, I wrote it right after a breakup, and it was the first song that we put out as a band, and it it was really painful to write that song, and it was really painful
Yeah.
to go through what I was writing about in that song. So it was really rewarding when the video did so well, and when I ended up winning that Breakup Songs Award for that song. And it was like, I went through all this pain, but maybe it was worth it. I got a good song out of it, and hopefully that song can help other people going through the same thing,
Do you find this like I do when I hear a song that I put out years ago? It takes me right back to the moment when I was writing it, and that emotion and what I was feeling in that song. Although you may be in a different place in your life, it still takes you right back to that moment. Do you feel that way too, or?
Yeah, totally. And I think that's the beauty of music, is that it accesses a different point in your memory and in your subconscious. And I feel like I go there with other people's songs too, when
Right.
when I hear them. And I think that's also the beauty of performing, is you can access those memories and almost like relive them and perform them on stage, even if it's painful. I've found people like authenticity.
Right. Who did the video production on this video?
Yeah, so Josh Bush did the video. He wrote and directed it. He is so talented. I'm sure if you've seen the video,
Yes.
he is amazing. He did it all by himself. Like there were a couple people that helped with the scenes when we were playing live in the video,
Right.
but all of it, like his whole Kia car is packed with lights. He sets it all up by himself. He shoots it all by himself. I don't even know how he does it. He's a creative genius.
Well, it looks wonderful. I want everyone to make sure they check out this video on the YouTube channel. And we are going to go ahead with No Hard Feelings with Chelsea, and we'll be right back.
Started on the swings, a kaleidoscope of feelings.
That was No Hard Feelings with Chelsea. Chelsea, that video is so great. I mean, how fun. Do you guys look, are you going to be putting out more videos too, or what's the plan?
Thank you so much. Yeah, so we have one video kind of in the works at the moment. We're just wrapping that one up. And another video we're going to put out for Hypothetically eventually, which is going to be amazing. Josh is doing it. It's such a beautiful story. It's going to make everybody cry.
Oh gosh. You know what? That's good. That's good. And it's bad. But I look forward to it because sometimes you just need a good cry and you want to watch a song like that, that triggers your emotion.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me what you guys are kind of the future goals. So when was Quantum Entanglement put out? When was that released?
So we just released that on September 9th.
September 9th.
So we
fairly
yes,
recently.
riding that wave, and we're going on the road in a little bit. We have a show in Texas on the 29th in Brownwood, and then we're going to be supporting another band that I really like called Beauty School Dropout. We're going to be supporting them in November for a couple shows, and I'm really excited about that. And then obviously, you know, I'm sure you know, as a songwriter, you just have so many songs that you want to get out there. So I'm excited to keep releasing more as well.
It's interesting. I've put out 4 albums and 21 singles now, but whenever I get done, I'm like, oh, I need a break. I'm just going to take a break. And it doesn't last 2 weeks. I'm back at the piano, or, you know, it's just something that when you're a songwriter, it's there. You cannot not do it. So I understand that passion so much.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Annie, go ahead.
Oh, no worries. I'm sorry. The lag on Zoom is so uncomfortable.
Welcome to the new age. Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry. No, I was just going to say, I'm sure you've experienced as a songwriter too. It's just a lot of times it's not even your choice to be a songwriter. You just kind of have to be and you feel sometimes like you're not even writing the song. You're just holding the pen.
Yeah. Yeah. You're the vessel. You're the vessel. So that's how I look at it. But, okay. Vancouver. It's so funny when I talk with Taylor, I definitely wanted to showcase the one with the video because it gives people a visual of you. And then I said 555 and she goes and she mentioned Vancouver. Is it a she? Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I'm like, oh, okay. But anyway, Vancouver, these are the top 3 I would have picked to showcase. So tell me about Vancouver.
Yeah. So Vancouver was the first song we wrote as a band in Texas. Almost 2 years ago, which is so crazy. And it was really heartbreaking for me to write because it's so personal. And we don't really play it at shows because it's really hard for me to sing. And I get really emotional, and then it kind of almost gets in the way of me performing the other songs. So hopefully I'll get to a place in my healing journey where I'll be able to perform that. But at the moment, I think we're going to play through the whole album on this upcoming tour. So I guess I will be playing it then, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, I look forward to that. What links, like on your tours, do you have somebody who does videography so we can follow you along on your tour and kind of watch what goes on? Or
Yeah, so we'll be posting everything on social media, on TikTok and Instagram, and my handle is King Chelsea with no vowels. And hopefully Josh will come along on the road with us and take videos. He's the one that did the video for 555 or for No Hard Feelings and 555, but that one hasn't come out yet.
Right.
And he'll be on the road with us. So yeah, you
sound like you really have a great support system. You really do.
I feel really fortunate to be able to work with the people I work with Aristo and Lee and Zach Allen, who mixed the songs, and Richard Dodd, who mastered them, and just all the guys at Goshen and all the guys in my band. It's really, really beautiful, you know, because so many people, they warn you about the music industry and they're like, watch out, people will take advantage of you. But I've found with the people that I've been fortunate enough to have the privilege of working with, it feels like we're all a big family and we all want the best for each other.
Yeah, I absolutely understand that. I'm older than you, obviously, but 17 years of the music industry, we have gone through different players, but the last 10 years, it's like we settled as a family, and this is what it is. You know, finally, we found that right puzzle pieces that work together. And it sounds like that's what happened with you and Sean and Sawyer. So
Yeah, well, I'm really happy for you too, because that's a great feeling when you just kind of can reflect on everything you've been through and be like, wow, I'm in a place finally where it's like there's great people around me.
How old are you? Do you mind me asking?
I'm 24. I just turned 24.
Oh, 24. You're the age of my youngest daughter. But here's what I want to tell you. It goes like this. 17 years will go like this.
I know.
Quit, just keep, one foot in front of the other, persevering. And I think you've got so much talent. I think you're going to be an emerging, upcoming artist, and super excited to have you. Super excited to have you.
Well, thank you so much. That really means a lot, especially coming from you. And I thank you for having me on your show today.
Absolutely. I'm going to ask you one more question before we wrap things up today. Did we end up playing the Vancouver song?
I'm not sure if
I think we started talking and then we never played it. So here's we're going to go to a quick break and listen to Vancouver, and we'll be back with some finish up questions.
I keep on
was Vancouver, everybody. The third and final song today we're going to feature with Chelsea. And one thing I'd always like to ask my guest, what advice do you have to other emerging artists or even kids younger than yourself? Like, what is your advice to them?
Honestly, I would say just try to stay off TikTok. Don't follow the TikTok trends and just stay authentic to yourself. And I mean, that's hard advice for me to take, but
Yeah.
I think it's important to post on TikTok. But I do think that a lot of TikTok's music is getting in the way of art. And I think that it's important to put yourself out there, but not to fall into the trends. Because, now you hear so much music that sounds really similar because it's all the music that goes viral on TikTok with the lyrics forward, very stripped down instrumental. And I think the best advice I could give is just to follow your intuition and follow your heart when you make music, and don't make it to try and fit any trends on TikTok or the internet. And I have done that, and it has not worked out. So don't do that.
I do agree with you. You're an old soul for your age, but I'll tell you, as a independent writer, I can't be somebody. I can't sound like somebody that I'm not. I can't write songs that don't relate to me, So I think it's important also, like you said, just be yourself.
Yes.
Be authentic and original, and, don't be anybody different than yourself. So
Exactly.
And that is aimed directly at you. Again, my privilege to have you for the month of November. Everybody, again, you can find her on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Her official site is www.Chelsy, CHLSY, music.com. So with that said, I want you to know that you have an open door policy with me to always to send me new music, and I'll give people updates. But very, very pleased to have you on today. Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been so nice talking with you.
Yeah, we'll keep in touch. And for the rest of you, don't forget to tune in for this November podcast and December's podcast, because I'm going to do something a little bit different with December to wrap up 2022. So with that said, thanks for joining Heather Kelly with the Indie Music Room, and we will see you next month.
You've been listening to the Indie Music Room with Heather Kelly. Be sure to listen every Saturday and Sunday right here on FortDodgeRadio.com and subscribe for all our past and upcoming shows. The Indie Music Room is a production of FortDodgeRadio.com.